Do you ever look at childhood pictures of yourself and think, man, that kid had style? I am constantly getting inspiration from little Melody and the outfits she would put together, but today I want to take it a step further. We're just gonna actually recreate one of my most iconic outfits. I believe in this picture I'm probably about 6 years old, and this is my brother and I standing in our little wildflower patch that we almost always had in the backyard, and girl is just living her best life. She looks so happy to be in a little frilly pink crop top standing in flowers, probably also surrounded by many spiders and bees, but I was unbothered. My nickname was Buggy. I loved bugs. So this is just gonna be a quick, fun little project. I have about 3 different half-finished videos going on right now, so I thought this would just be something fun and short to pull together in the meantime, and it's kind of just a mess in here, so you know, I normally would clean up for a video, but I have so much going on that I can't be bothered right now. And the wireless mic that I just bought broke, so I'm waiting on a replacement part, so we're back to being tethered. It's chaos right now, which although that is a prerequisite for creativity, it's not my favorite. As a very structured, highly organized person, we're gonna see what we can do. I think I have everything I need on hand already to pull this together, just for a fun, cute little throwback to little me being very happy among the wildflowers. Also, hi, if you're new here, my name is Melody. I make videos about creating a custom wardrobe, making costumes, and generally just being a crafty woman. You can also find me getting up to those same nefarious activities over on Instagram. All right, let's see what we have for supplies. To the supply closet. That was anticlimactic. Okay, so the first thing I think I'm gonna utilize is this pair of capris that I thrifted and altered for a play I did last year. Yeah. So this was my costume, my pants that I altered myself, so I took in the waist and cropped it to make it a capri, assuming that the alteration I did at the waist still fits. I think all we'll need to do is literally just crop it into a short. I'm hoping that's all I need to do. Either way, this is what I'm using for the bottoms because this is all I have. Okay, and then for the top, I do have quite a bit of the pink gingham left over from when I made my Barbie dress. Literally, I'm just gonna use that and fashion an entirely new top from this leftover fabric. Let me see though, I also have a bag of smaller scraps. Sometimes I sort my scraps into bags, that way they're more organized rather than just having a random scrap pile. Like this is my bag of gingham, and also I have that tropical print in here. Oh, this might actually be good. How long is this piece? Ooh, this might be perfect for the little ruffle along the collar. Also in the video, I am wearing a bucket hat. Making a bucket hat was on my sewing wish list for a while, but then I decided I didn't feel like it. So I just bought a $5 one from the craft supply section at Walmart because it's with the stuff that you're meant to like paint on or tie-dye. And honestly, I think that'll do. Let's begin. Chaos, 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 chaos. Do you want to see how crazy this room is right now? It's actually insane. This needs to be sorted. I've got stuff hanging up for the play that I'm in, half-finished cosplay stuff. Apparently I felt like writing a song the other night because my songwriting stuff is out. Laundry, other stuff that just needs to go places, half-finished project. Husband was in here watching schlock movies. It's a mess. After confirming that the pants did indeed still fit, I marked where I wanted to crop them, leaving extra length to account for a rolled cuff hem. The only thing really left to do on the shorts is just finish the hem, but I think I want to do it by hand and do a slip stitch just because if I do a top stitch on the machine, it's going to be pulling the fabric kind of tight in a few spots because of the way the pant leg tapered as it went down. Rolling it up creates a little bit of tightness, so I tried splitting the seam on the inseam a little bit to help alleviate that tension, but I think securing this hem by hand is gonna probably be the best way to not have too much pulling and puckering there, but it's still not going to be perfect and I'm not super worried about it. I don't expect that I'll be wearing these shorts super frequently, but these are almost done. I just need to finish that hem by hand. So now I'm gonna switch gears and move on to the top. Normally I would make a mock-up, but I'm trying to not be too precious about this project, so I think I'm just gonna go for it. I think all I really need to do, like looking at this picture, it's basically just a little elasticated top at the bottom and around the neckline. So I think it's mostly rectangles. The rectangles for the bodice, I think I'm going to taper in where the armholes will go, and then I think the sleeves, again, are just elasticated rectangles, and then a little ruffle along the top. Okay, let's see if we can just slap some rectangles together and make this happen. I measured how long I wanted the top to fit on my torso, then measured around my bust. I multiplied my bust measurement by 1.5, then divided that number by 2 to get the width of each bodice rectangle. Meanwhile, I just took a wild guess on the size of the sleeve rectangles. I then cut away fabric from all rectangles for the armscye. The armholes. Anyway, after sewing the bodice pieces together along the sides, I attached the sleeves. I think it just might work. So before I go in with elastic to cinch all of this up and create the poofiness, I do need to make the ruffle for along the collar, but I had a very wonderful realization. Because this is going to be scrunched up with elastic, I don't have to gather this by hand ahead of time, or by machine. I don't have to gather this ahead of time because the elastic will do the gathering scrunchy ruffliness for me. I'm gonna utilize the scraps that I have left to make this ruffle. Actually, oh, this is like the perfect length. I can even probably make this a little bit less. Yeah, I don't need this. So I'm gonna use this scrap that I cut off the bottom of my Barbie dress to make the ruffle along the collar, and then I will clean up the top and bottom edge, add my elastic on the sleeves, and then I think the top will be done. I measured the total length of the collar opening to determine how much fabric to remove from the ruffle piece. Before attaching the ruffle, I first cleaned up its bottom edge, as well as the openings of the sleeves, by serging the edge of the fabric, then folding it under. Why am I working in absolute silence right now? I don't know. Sometimes I just start going and I can't be bothered to stop and put any music on. And my husband thinks that's really weird. But I don't know, sometimes you just gotta go. I sewed the ruffle to the top opening with the right side of the fabric facing the wrong side of the bodice so that the seam would be sandwiched in between them when the ruffle was flipped right side out. So my ruffle piece did end up being still slightly longer than I needed it to be, so I just did a little hand gather along the back. So this will be at the center back of the top, and I'm hoping it won't really show or matter too much once we have the elastic in there and it's all bunched up and gathered anyway. Time for some elastic. I created a channel for the elastic by top stitching the ruffle onto the bodice, then pulled the elastic through using a safety pin. I added elastic to the sleeve openings to create a gathered look, and lastly added elastic along the bottom of the bodice by creating another elastic channel with the hem. I feel like for a super quick project that I didn't do really any planning for, this turned out pretty good. For what I wanted this to be, I am satisfied. I really just wanted to do a quick, silly project. The shorts were pretty straightforward since I was really just cropping something that I already had and had already tailored to fit me last year. But the top, I will say, might be curing my imposter syndrome just a little bit. It's giving me the same feeling as when I would write like a 10-page college paper the night before and then still get an A on it. Not healthy, but I would feel very accomplished nonetheless. So, but for just slapping together a couple rectangles and some elastic, I feel quite accomplished. Yeah, didn't turn out too shabby. So I hope you guys had fun watching this silly project. I really do need to just remind myself sometimes that it's okay to do small, simple things. It doesn't have to be some big production. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a flower emoji in honor of my wildflower patch that never bloomed this year. I just can't get it right. Go follow me on Instagram where you can see more behind the scenes stuff. I'm trying to post there more regularly, even just through stories. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. Subscribe if you'd like to hang out again next time, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye. Goodbye now.